How are you, Toy?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm so sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to present to you our now, before we're going to start our lesson for today, because we are going to have a new lesson, Toy. So
Yeah,
let's watch a video first, okay? Because this
yes.
one, we have a connection, okay? There would be connection with our lesson today, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll- Okay. I hope you can see this one. Can you see it,
Yes, I
Koy?
can see.
Okay, okay. Let's start.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Keep It English. Do you ever have to analyze data in English? Maybe not now, but one day it is possible that you will have to give a presentation using charts and data in English. If that day arrives, no problem. You will be prepared because in this lesson we're going to talk about chart vocabulary. There are 4 types of charts and graphs. These are a pie chart, which is called this because it looks a bit like something you can eat. A bar graph, because we use bars. A line graph, look, lines. And a scatter graph, which uses dots. Note that with the last 3 diagrams, we use the word graph and not chart. But how do we speak about the data? Let's talk about this chart about sales of tomato soup in 2017. Well, first of all, your chart or graph uses 2 lines called axes. There is an x-axis and a y-axis. If the line or bar is going up, then you can say that tomato soup sales are increasing or growing. If it's going down, then it is decreasing or falling. The highest point is called a peak. For example, we reached peak tomato soup sales in the 3rd quarter of 2017. The lowest point is normally only called the lowest point. If the line is going up, you can also say that the company is experiencing steady growth. For example, we saw a steady growth in tomato soup sales throughout 2017. This is called a sharp fall or drop. For example, however, tomato sales fell sharply or dropped sharply at the beginning of the new year. Another word we use is trend. Trend means a change or development in a general direction. This graph indicates that there was an upward trend in tomato soup sales in 2017 until the new year, when there was a sharp downward trend. So next time you have to speak about data in English, try using some of these phrases. Well, that's it for charts and graphs. To recap on any information from this lesson, go to the lesson notes below. See you next time.
Okay, so there you have it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I hope you can see this one, Toy. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now, why do I need to present to you the presentation or the video?
Mm.
Because our lesson for today is presentations.
Yeah.
Yeah. In line with your work, in line with my work, in line with other works also, you need to submit reports.
Yeah.
In that particular reports, you need to do a lot of presentations, right? So
Yes.
how are we going to do that to make our presentations become very more, what is one? More beautiful maybe, or it could be more statistics, because we can be able to have graph and charts, right? So in order for us to show our boss or our bosses that we do this one, there would be a trend, there would be a falling, there would be an increase or a growth. So we need to do a lot of charts and graphs in order to present that. Okay, so that's the reason. Now, in this particular lesson, so we are going to know the presentations and how are we going to describe graphs and charts. And we will be learning also here how to describe charts, graphs, and figures using a lot of what? A lot of techniques.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, let's have a warm-up activity first. So we're going to do this one. So I have to present this one to you, Toy. And we have to, okay, for a while. Okay, we're going to see the video again.
Yeah.
Okay, for a while. Okay, it's here. I hope you can see this,
Yes, I
Toy.
see.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Number 25. How far back your seat tilts on an airplane. Yours versus the guy in front of you. Number 24. Things you want to touch in a museum and things you can touch in a museum. Number 23. The importance of the person you're talking to versus the frequency of your brain farts. Number 22. Parental IQ versus a child's age. Number 21. What helicopters do in action movies. Number 20. The contents of a tube of toothpaste. Number 19. When you discover typos in an email, before you send it, and just after you send it. Number 18. What your smoke alarm warns you of. Fires and your cooking skills. Number 17. The contents of a modern pop song. The actual lyrics verse yeah, oh, and baby. Number 16. Popular colors of residential submarines. Number 15. The hours when a bank is open versus the hours that you're free and can actually go to the bank. Number 14. What you do when you open greeting cards. Look for money versus actually read the card. Number 13. Why villains in Scooby-Doo are arrested. For actually committing a crime versus putting on a costume and scaring people. Number 12. The evolution of websites over time. Number 11. The amount of paint on the brush while painting versus while you're cleaning the brush. Number 10. When reading Twilight is acceptable. Never and also never. Number 9. In a children's choir. Kids who actually sing versus kids with their mouth open. Number 8. How women choose shampoo. Effectiveness, brand, smell, what it does to hair. How men choose shampoo. It says shampoo. Number 7. Japan. Number 6. The pie chart of procrastination. Number 5. The winners of Miss Universe. From Earth and the rest of the universe. Number 4. People with candy and people with problems. Number 3. Final exams. Things in the course, things you studied, and things on the exam. Number 2. The biggest lies on the internet. You have successfully unsubscribed. I am at least 18 years old. I have read the terms and conditions, and LOL. And number 1. The pie I have eaten versus the pie I have not yet eaten. If you liked the video you just saw, then consider clicking on the button at the top right to subscribe. Also, check out our other popular videos, 25 of the most famous UFO sightings on record, and 25 funniest definitions on Urban Dictionary. If you're still itching for more, go ahead and check out our website at list25.com for a whole bunch of cool lists.
Okay, so there you have it. Okay, yes, so I hope you can see this one again, Toy. Okay, now,
No,
what have you observed in the video again?
I don't see.
You cannot see?
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's
Yeah, okay. Now, what have you observed in the video that we watched a while ago? What are those? You can see there
check.
a lot of presentations,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they uses their bar graphs, pie graphs, what else? Line graphs, okay? And there would be what? Results. Like for example, what are the results of this one from this one? Okay? Because that would be the work of the charts. Okay? Why do we use charts? Because we are going to show something, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, now let's move on. Now, let's try to understand the type of charts now. So if you can see like this one is what we called a bar graph. Okay, so when we say a bar graph, what does it mean? Call a toy. Can you read this one?
Is a track that plots data using rectan- rectangular
Bars.
bars or columns
Okay,
called bins
yes.
that re- re-
Represent
represent the total amount of observations in the data of that
category.
category. Category.
Category.
Category.
Gory. Yes, very good. Okay. Now, this one is what we call a bar chart, or
Yeah,
sometimes you call this one as bar graph. Okay?
yeah.
So when you say a bar chart, we can see in there bins. We call this one as bins. Okay? That means it could be a rectangular bars or it could be in columns. So sometimes like this in columns, and sometimes it could be like this. So it depends on what would be the style that you are going to do. Okay? Now what's the use of this bar graph? Because we are going to represent the total amount of observations in the data for that category. Okay? So meaning we are showing in there data. We're showing in there
Data.
the results of an experiment maybe. That's why we uses a bar chart.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, in an office, usually, okay, when I was still connected in a school, I usually use a bar graph in my report.
Mm.
Okay? What about you, Toy? Do you use also bar graph or bar chart in reporting? Have you
Sometimes,
experienced?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, so sometimes you use that,
yeah,
right? Okay, because it's very important to show a something, right, in
yeah.
our report.
Yes.
Okay? Then the second one, we call this one as line
Line graph.
graph. So when you say line graph, what does it mean? Toy. Can you
A
read this
graph
one,
in
please?
which bonds reverse, represent,
Representing. Okay.
representing values of a variable,
Okay,
variable,
variable.
variable, variable
Yes, variable
for,
for
for suitable values of an
dependent
independent
variable.
variable are connected by a broken line.
Yes. So as you can see in here, lines, right? Let's say,
Yeah,
for example, it starts from there, and then it goes down, and then it goes up, and then it goes down again,
down,
and
up,
then goes up, goes down, goes
yeah,
up. Okay? So it depends. Let's say, for example, if that would be months, then what particular month does this line graph shows that it has a grow, okay? And what particular month in this particular graph that it goes down. So you
yeah,
can see in here a growth of going up, and then after that going down, and then going up and going down. Okay?
yes, mm,
This one is not from starting from here, then it goes down, and
mm,
then it goes up again, and then it goes down very big, right? And then
mm,
it goes up only with very little, and then after that it goes down so very what is one going down to zero, then after
yeah,
zero it goes up, but
up,
it doesn't reach to the maximum, which is 25. So
yeah,
this one is not a good sign of progress, right? So we can see in here, this line graph, we can see in here that this one is not progressing because it's mostly going down. It's
yes,
mostly falling down, right? Okay, so this one is what we called a line graph. Next, what about this one? So we call this one as, this one is a table chart. Okay? So this one is a table chart wherein we can see in here tables, okay, in the left side and in the right side. So
mm.
when we say table chart, what does it mean, Toy?
Table chart is a means of arranging data in the rows and the columns. The
They
use of
use
tables is
pervasive.
pervasive
Yes.
throughout on
Patient
communication, research, and data analysis.
analysis. Yes. So that means you can see in there, it's more on the table. Okay. It's more on the results. It's more on the tables. Let's say, for example, this one is the year, and the other one would be how many pets in that year, right?
Mm.
So we can see in there in the table chart. And lastly, we have the here, the so-called pie
Pie chart,
graph. Yes. So
pie
as we
graph.
can see a pie graph in here, we use this a pie, just like a pie that we have eaten, right? It looks like that. Okay. So when you say pie graph, what does it mean, Toy?
Pie graph, a type of graph
In
in
which
which a circle is divided
divided, okay,
divided
divided,
into sectors that it represent
represent,
uh, rep,
represent
represent a
proportion
proportion of the
the
world
whole, okay, of the whole.
whole.
Yes. Okay. So that means, as you can see in here, there would be its proportions. Okay.
Mm,
Let's say, for example, these are all 16, and this one this one is just only 8, and this one is just only 2, and this one is just only 3. So in pets in year 7. Okay. So
yeah,
what do you think? How are we going to analyze this one? Okay. Under the blue one, okay, it has only 2%, right?
yeah, yeah.
And then under the red one,
Hey,
the blue one is 7CS, so it's just only 2. And
mm,
then in the 7HK, which is only 8. And then 7GI, that would be 16. So it's more what? This one is more than half. Okay, because this one is 16. And then the violet one would be 7 VR. That would only be 3%. And we can see in there, right? The result. So using the pie
pie
chart.
chart. Yes.
Okay? Now, how are we going to describe a chart now, Toy? So
Mm.
the following slides provide an example of how charts are described. Let's say, for example, pets in year 7 at the school. So, can you
We
read this one?
have chosen the pie chart because
Because
we think it shows the number of pets in year 7
7.
pets.
Yes. So why they decided to choose a pie chart? Because in here it's the best to describe the number of pets in year 7 best. Okay? That means in year 7 best because this one is 7 years, 7 years, 7 years, 7 years. Okay?
Mm.
Okay, and we can also tell that in that 7 years, there are only what? 3% of the 7 VR. Okay, and out of 7 years, there are only 2% of the 7 year CS. And out from the 7 year, there are only 7HK that has, okay? And then what about in the 7GI? It has 16, okay? So we use the pie chart in order for us to understand the 7 year at the school or the pets in year 7 at school, okay?
Yes.
Okay, and then how to describe a chart now. So let's do this one. In the introduction, this is
This
where
is where you say what the chart is about, introduce the title of your chart, and do not forget to include the
the source.
source.
Okay.
So,
Let's say, for example, okay, this is what you're going to do in your introduction part. If you are going to make an essay, okay, you are going to do the introduction. So the pie chart is about the pets in year 7. Okay?
mm,
The pie chart is about the pets in year 7. So what's the title? It's pets in
year
year
7.
7. So therefore, you have to start. The pie chart is about the pets in year 7. Then
Yes.
the chart is divided into 5 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? No, it's just only 4. Right? It's just only 4, not 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It was divided in 4
4.
parts, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is taken from, so there would be that. That means you need to continue that one. If this was taken from. Okay? But
Yeah.
since here we don't have the source, no, we don't have the source in here, so we're not going to say. Let's say, for example, we're going to say it was taken from the internet
Yeah.
because it came from the internet's idea. So you can also say that it is taken from the internet. If you got this information from the internet. Okay? Okay, next. Look at this one. So how to describe a chart again? So we have the key features of the chart. Number 1,
The largest number of pets is in section 7GA. There are 16 pets.
yes. So as we can see in here, there are 16 pets in the 7GI because the largest number of pets in section 7GI is in here.
Yeah.
Okay? And there are, what's the result? There are 16
16 heads.
pets. Okay. And then you can also say,
The second largest number of pets is in section 7HK.
okay, the second largest number of pets in section 7H K, and you can say there are 7H K, there are
The
8
8 pets.
pets. Yes. Next. Oh, look at this one now. This one would be the answer. There are 8
Pets.
pets. Then
So
show
there are
twice
twice as many pets in section 7GA.
7GI. Okay, that means if you try to compare the 16 in here, it's twice as many because if you are going to do this one to calculate 8 plus 8, that makes 16. So it's twice as many pets in section
Hmm.
7GI. Okay?
Yeah.
Then you can also say
The chart shows that there are only two pets in section 7
7CS,
CS and
3
3 in
in
section
section
7
7DI.
GR.
Okay, now how are we going to do this now if we are going to write an essay? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Okay, for a while, I have to make this one. So what's the introduction again? So we have to copy this one. Introduction would be include this one. So the pi. Okay, for a while, toy. So we're going to make an essay out from this. Okay, so maybe we can say this was taken from the internet. Okay, and then we have to do this one. This one now would be your interpretation. So this could be your body. Okay. Okay. Wait. Uh, okay. So in making essay toy, so this would be now the result. Okay, out from reading the chart. Okay.
Yes.
Now, if you are going to have a report now in your office, so you are going to do like this. Okay.
Yeah.
So this one would be the result. So what are you going to say? In your introduction part, you're going to say the pie chart is about the pets in the 7 year. Or we can also include the presentation in there, okay, for a while. Okay, let's say for example, you are going to report this one to your boss. Okay? So this is now the result of your report. Can you see it, Toy?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So this would be your report. Now, the pie chart is about the pets in year 7. So that's the title. It's pets in year 7. The chart is divided into, it should only be 4 parts. It is taken from the internet. Okay? So we don't know where this came from. So we just have to use only internet. Okay? because we don't know where this came from, right? Then after that, on your body, you are going to interpret now the chart. So you are going to say the largest number of pets in section 7G, okay, would be in section 7GI, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
the section 7GI would be the number or the largest number of pets. So what's the result? So you are going to say there are 16 pets.
pest.
Then the second largest number of pets in section 7HK. Okay, so the second would be this one, right? And then what's the result? So you are going to say there are 8 pets.
Yeah,
So there are twice as many pets in section 7GI. So the chart shows that there are only 2 pets in section 7CS and 3 in section 7VR. So
yeah.
that would be on how you are going to make a report. Okay, Toy, in
Mm,
interpreting the pie chart. Okay?
yes.
Okay. Next, what would be your conclusion now? So in conclusion, you are going to say, in conclusion, we can say that the most pets of the year are in section 7GI and the least in section 7CS. So this one is the most and this one would be the least or the smaller, right? And therefore you are
Yes.
going to say, Toy,
There
there.
are more than 50% up on the pest in one session 7GI.
Yes. Okay. So where are we going to put the conclusion now? So we're going to copy this one and we are going to put in here. Okay, for a while as part of your conclusion. Okay. 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 So this would be our report now, Toy. Okay, look at this one now. So, in this part would be our introduction. In this part would be our body. And in this part would be our conclusion. So, if you are going to report, make sure that you have the introduction first, then you
Yes.
have the body. So, the body, you need to discuss what happened.
Mm,
Okay? You need to interpret the graph, okay, by using the following. And
mm,
in the conclusion, you are going to what? You are going to say first the title, and then after that, what would be the impact or the result, or which would be the most number of pets, okay,
yes.
compared to the least one.
Mm,
Okay? And what would be your recommendation? So you can say, in conclusion, we can say that the most pets in year 7 you need to mention again the title, are in section 7GH. That means in the section 7GHI would be the most number of pets.
Yeah.
And the least, which is the smallest, would be in 7CS. And then what would be your recommendation? There are more than 50% of all the pets in one section 7GI. That means out of this, there are more than 50, or it's more than half. Okay, it's
Yeah.
more than half, 50%, more than 50% of all the pets in section 7GI.
Yeah.
So this is now would be your report, right? So
Yeah.
let's say, for example, if your boss needs this one, oh, I need that report. Oh, boss, here's my report now. So
Yes.
he can be able to read now your report. And based on your report, you were able to discuss all of this,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
You were able to interpret this one. Okay, Toy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one is an example of a final report. Okay, next one. Now, what are those useful phrases that we can use in the introduction part? We
Mm.
can say,
The pie chart is about.
yes. So look at this one now. The pie chart is about, you
Yeah.
have to name the title,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So the pie chart is about pets in year 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one, in the introduction part, you can also say the bar chart deals with,
Mm.
but we don't have a bar chart. We don't have an example of a chart yet. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, if we have an example of a bar chart, we can also say the bar chart deals with.
Yeah.
Okay, but since we are just giving only example of a pie chart, okay, or we can also say,
The line graph clearly show.
yes, so we can also say the line graph clearly shows, or we can also say
The lashes
the
of
slices
of the
of pie chart
pie chart compare
compare
the
that, okay. Or we can also say
chart is divided
divided,
into
okay, if,
parts.
yeah, if into how many parts there. And then we can also say,
It highlights.
yeah, so it highlights. Okay? Okay, supposing we are going to do like this, Toy.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do a bar chart now. Okay, for a while. Using the following. Okay, exercise in here. Okay, for a while, I have to find a bar chart.
Mm.
Okay, for a while. So we have to interpret the bar chart in here. Okay, look at this one, Toy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the example of a bar chart or a by graph would be like this. Okay, a bar graph rather. So we have the title,
Fa-
favorite.
favorite type of movie.
Now we have here comedy type. We
Yeah.
have here action type.
Action.
We have here romance
Romance.
type. We have here
Drama.
drama type. And we have here sci-fi chart. And
Mm.
we have here people who likes the following movies,
Yeah.
right? So from 0 up to 10. How are we going to interpret this one now? Okay. Toy. So how are we going to interpret this one now? So let's try to have the interpretation now. Using the following phrase, the introduction, right?
Yeah.
So what are we going to choose? The pie chart or the bar chart?
Yes.
So what are we going to use? The pie chart or the bar chart?
The butter.
Bar, yes. So I have to copy this and we are
Butter.
going to do the
Butter.
yes, okay, for a while. So let's say, for example, if we are interpreting now the result of this report or the bar chart now or the bar chart. So what are we going to do with this? So we can say in the introduction part, oh wait. So we can say the bar chart deals, okay, for a while. Okay, look at this one toy. So the bar chart deals, so if we are going to have a report now, so the bar chart deals
Yeah.
with,
With
what's the title?
the favorite type of movie.
Yeah, so we are going to put in here with favorite type of movie. Okay? So you are going to do like that. Okay, for a while with the favorite type of movie. Okay. Then after that, after knowing now the title, so what's the next? What's the next are we going to do would be, so we are going to tell how many divided parts of
The
the
track
chart.
E.
So we can say the
The
chart is
track E
divided
divided
into,
is
okay, for a while. So the chart is, or we can also say the bar chart. Again,
is
the bar chart is divided into how many parts?
5.
Okay, 2, 4, 5. Very good. So divided into 5 parts. You can also add in here the words namely. So what are those? Namely comedy, action, romance, drama, and sci-fi. Let's say, for example, namely comedy, romance, drama, action, and sci-fi. Okay? Wait, I have to make this one bigger. Okay, look at this one toy.
Yeah.
Okay, can you read this one now? So this would be our introduction of our
Yes, I can.
report. Yeah, okay. Okay, can you read this toy?
Yeah. The bar track deals with the favorite type of movie.
Yes.
The bar track is divided into 5 parts:
Okay.
comedy, romance, drama, action, and sci-fi.
Sci-fi, yes.
Sci-fi.
Okay. So this would be our introduction now. So what would be our body now, Toy?
Yeah.
So we are going to interpret now the bar graph in here. So what are we going to do with that? So using again this one, the largest number of, so we have to copy this one. Okay. Then we have to do this one, an hour. So not pets anymore. The largest number of movie, okay, watch is in is the, so okay. So what's our answer now, Toy? The
Yeah,
largest number of movie watch is the
the
comedy, action, romance,
bar
drama,
track,
or sci-fi. So,
the
so what's the largest type of movie watch? Is
in
it
the
comedy, action? Okay, going back,
drama.
the romance. Yes,
Yeah,
because
romance.
romance has 6 people.
Yeah,
Okay? Okay, so what are we going to do with this? The largest number of movie watch is the romance.
romance.
Okay. Okay, movies watch is the romance. Okay, with how many people watch? There are how many people watch this
Five,
romance? There are
five.
5 or 6.
Six
Yeah,
romance.
okay. So we have with 6
Version
people.
people.
Okay. Watch. Okay. Now look at this one now, toy. Okay. So this one is now our body, right?
Yeah,
Okay. The first body, we discussed only about romance. Then after that, what are we going to do? We're going to say the second largest number. So we have to copy this one. The second largest number of movies watched is so what is the second largest movies watched toy?
can you move to
Okay.
the chat?
Yes.
Action.
It's action with how many people watch?
Five people.
5. Very good. So, is action with 5 people watch. Okay. Okay, very good. And then after that, we are going to use this one. There are, okay. So there are, no, not. The chart
No,
shows, okay, so we have to continue this one. The chart shows that there are only, wait. The chart shows that there are only 2 people. Okay. There are only question mark. Okay, watch and in. Okay, let's try to answer this one, Toy.
yeah,
So, the chart shows that
sure.
there are only, okay, going back in here, only, so what do you think would be our answers in here? Now, we already discussed the
Mm,
romance and action, right?
mm,
Where in romance would be the largest number of people watch. And then second would be the action because there were five people watching. And then after that, the chart shows that there are only how many people watching in comedy?
4 people.
Yes, so only five people watching comedy and
Comedy.
sci-fi,
Uh,
right? Because the comedy and sci-fi is all the same. There are only no, four people, right?
yeah.
Not five. Okay, so four, okay, people watching comedy and sci-fi. Okay, and sci-fi. Sci-fi and only only how many people watching drama toy?
1 people.
Yes, only one people drama watching drama. Only one person. Okay, watching drama. Okay. Now look at now our report toy. Okay, look at this one now. So this would be our report. So here would be the introduction and here would be the body. What would be our conclusion toy? So
Yes.
what are we going to do with this? So we are going to use also the conclusion in here. Example conclusion. In conclusion, we can say that, wait for a while, I have to copy this. Okay. Okay. Look at this one toy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in conclusion, we can
We can
say
say that
the
the
most
most number of movies watched
is
is number
okay, most number movie
is romance.
romance. Okay, so we can say romance. And the least number of movie watch is
6%
okay,
drama.
drama. Very good. So we are going to answer in here that
List.
okay. Yes, Toy
Yeah, the most of number of movie watched is
is
the
romance
romance
and the
and
least
list is
is
the drama.
drama. Very good. Okay. So that is what we're going to do that. So romance and then the list would be
Drama.
drama. Okay, now very good. So you were able to have now a report
Yeah,
regarding the
bar
bar
chart.
graph. Okay?
Yeah, bar
So
graph.
that is how we are going to interpret the result of the first, the result of the pie graph,
Pie graph.
right? And then after that, We interpreted now the result of the bar
graph.
graph. Okay, so that is how we are going to interpret.
Yeah.
Now, moving on, Toy. There are also useful phrases in making a comparison. We can say, can you read this one, Toy?
The chart
Has,
the, has the largest number
yes,
of.
yes. So look at this one. Has the largest number of,
Yeah.
right? So comparing to others.
Yeah.
Then we can also say,
Had has the second largest number of.
yes, look at this one now. Has the second largest number of.
Yeah.
Okay. Or we can also say,
Is a business.
yes, or we can also say,
Is types types as business.
yes, or we can also say,
Is bigger than.
okay, or we can also
More
use,
than
or
percent.
percent, or we can also use,
Only one third.
or we can also use,
Less than half.
yes. So all of this now are useful phrases in making your body.
Yeah.
Okay, in making the body.
Mm.
And just a while ago, the following phrases are useful phrases in making your introduction.
Yeah.
Okay, Toy?
Yes.
Okay. Then what about the conclusion now? So in the
The
conclusion,
the conclusion, the number increase,
goes
the
up.
go up, row rose by.
Yes, okay. Look at this one. In conclusion, we can say that the most number of, okay? So we
Mm.
use that one now, the most number of. We can
Yes.
also use the number
Decrease
decreases
decreases
or
goes
goes
to go
down
down,
or sinks by,
shin by.
or we can say,
The number do not change,
or
remain
remain
stable.
stable, or we can also say
It will really surprise,
surprise,
shocked
shocked by
by
the,
the.
or we can
Yeah.
also say,
So we
so we
can
can
say
say, yes. So those are also useful phrases under the conclusion.
yeah.
Okay, do you have questions with this, Toy?
I don't have a son
Okay,
teacher.
so it's already time now. So we are going to continue some other slides that, yeah, we do have a lot of slides. Okay, so we're going to continue this one next meeting, Toy. Okay, so bye for
Yes.
now, Toy. We'll see you again next time.
Bye bye
Bye-bye.
teacher.
You're
See you
welcome.
again.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye bye.
Okay.